What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video on this one right here. This one right here. Well, this one right here, I try to get a little bit of content for you guys just because I know I haven't dropped a video, and I didn't want to drop the video of the same Dunsparce, Gligar, and Jellicent team that I've been running that got me to veteran. So I was trying a different team out. I wanted to see if Wobbuffet was gonna be okay, considering how tanky it is, and I did use Toxapex for the first set. Then I realized Toxapex wasn't really that good for me, so I ended up switching it out for a Alolan Muck, and we went 5-0 with that with the Alolan Muck. So this first set is gonna be a 3-2. Then it's only gonna be two sets. These battles were done on my Twitch, so if you do wanna go follow me on Twitch, link in the description as always, and also the Discord link if you do want to join the Discord. So basically, you guys seen the charger bug if you saw the charger bug video. Um, you guys know that I like to use a Alolan Muck as well. So, and I never really got to use my Wobbuffet, so I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and try Wobbuffet a little bit. There's Bastiodons out here and stuff. But as you guys see me, I make a really big mistake here on this first game, and we end up losing. But yeah, I mean, despite that, we do go 3-2 in this first set. Short video, so if you do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then now I guess we can get into the battles. I don't know if I was gonna say anything else. But yeah, you guys been liking. So I mean, I think 15 likes are a little bit too much. So if we can get 10 likes, just trying to get the channel out there a little bit more. I know I haven't dropped a video in like 2-3 days, but like I said, it's just been hard. We are in the 2600s. Well, this so the Charge Bug, a Wobbuffet, and a Alolan Muck was got me up to my season high, 2620, I think it was. I'm currently, I think I might be in the 2600s again. I did lose a little bit of elo, but I did. We're still around the same area though. So now I'm gonna hop into these battles, I guess. We see another Lickitung, and Lickitung is, this is where I'm like, you know what? Lickitung is just everywhere. So maybe a Alolan Muck or something that could hard wall it where the licks are not doing anything. As you guys can see, Toxapex is super tanking. This is the rank 2 Toxapex that I will probably be using for Catch Cup, but and probably Halloween as well. I did invest a lot of Stardust into it, so I do have to get a use out of it. But either way, I am gonna go for the bait here. At this point, it should be enough to KO. I do believe that they shielded the first one. It's not enough to KO, but we do get the poison jab down. Now they come into their Deoxys. I'm gonna be able to make it to a sludge wave. Do they want to shield this? No, they don't want to shield it, which is fine with me. Now they do have to throw energy here, which they end up throwing energy, which is good for me. So now I can come into my Wobbuffet here. They can throw whatever they like. Thunderbolt, as you guys can see, since he is debuffed from throwing the Cycle Boost, is literally not going to do anything to this tank. And now they're going to come out into um, a Alolan Ninetales. We're going to throw the Mirror Coat, hoping that they would shield, but they didn't shield, which is fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and overfarm here. I'm going to shield this because the charms are starting to add up, even though it is a regular and regular regular Ninetales and not a Shadow. So at this point, I am gonna switch out. We're gonna be barely able to live this, so I am gonna under tap and throw the discharge here. I do undercharge just in case they do end up shielding, which they don't end up shielding, but they do end up shielding. And since they ended up shielding, I am actually going to be able to make it to a return as we farm down the lone Ninetales with our Wobbuffet. We're gonna be able to throw a return and take that game. So now we're gonna hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Charge Bug into Frostlass. This is not looking really good for us, but we'll see. I do go for the extra, hoping that they would throw in CMP, which they do. I end up shielding, and once again, we see another Lickitung. So, and you're gonna see that in the next set. I think I only see one Lickitung, so I'm like, okay, well, algorithm, surely, right? But either way, we're gonna do the same play. We're gonna switch out into our Toxapex. This time I do go out a lot faster. They're gonna be able to throw another body slam, but I'm not gonna go ahead and throw yet. I'm gonna over farm just slightly. Go for the sludge bomb here, sludge wave. I don't expect them to shield, unlike the other person. and they don't shield. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. We are gonna be able to make it to the farm down, which is really good for us. So they lived on 1 HP, which kind of sucked for us, but either way, that's fine. We're gonna be able to throw these brines on this bunny, this rabbit, Diggersby, and they're gonna be able to throw their move, which is gonna be enough to KO, which is fine. Now I'm gonna come into my Wobbuffet at this point, and Wobbuffet should be able to tank these moves. As you guys can see, look at that, barely does anything. And now they're gonna switch out into their frost slabs. I'm gonna be able to throw a move here, and now at this point I'm going to take a move here. I know it's gonna be the shadow ball, but I don't want to shield here yet. I'm gonna switch out into my charger bug. We're gonna be able to get to move discharge here. Do they want to shield? The answer is yes. And now we're gonna be able to farm up. They throw in bad timing. Since they throw in bad timing, I'm hoping that I can actually get the farm down here, but no, they make it to another move. So I probably should have ended up throwing there. And I think because we didn't throw, we end up losing this game. Now, yeah, I think if we would have threw there, we might have had a chance to win this game. But either way, we're not going to be able to take that game. So this is where I kind of realized tanky mons are not the best. So now we're going to see Scraggy into our Charger Bug, which is pretty They are going to throw right away. I'm going to shield this, thinking it's going to be the foul play. It is the foul play. We do shield correctly. I'm going to go for the discharge just because it should do a little bit more damage. And now I'm going to overfarm here. I am going to be able to take this foul play. It's not going to be able to KO, but I'm going to do one more Volt Switch, and we're at the back-to-back X Scissors. So at this point, do they want to shield? No, they don't want to shield, which is fine with me. Now they're going to switch out into a Frost Blast, but they're going to be able to farm us down before we even get to another move, which is kind of bad for us. But either way, we do get a shield, and now they're going to throw a shadow ball most likely at our Toxapex, which they do. And now I'm gonna overfarm. I know they're gonna probably try to go for the CMP. I'm not gonna go for the CMP. I'm gonna shield this potential shadow ball, which it is the shadow ball. Now I am gonna get to almost back to back, or might be a back to back brines here. We'll see. They let it go. We get to another brine at this point. They're probably going to shield this. They do end up shielding, which is fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and just let my Toxapex go down, because I know I can live with Shadow Ball with my Wobbuffet. And in the back they have Salandit, which is not looking good for us, but we throw on very good timing here to get this mirror coat off. But the mirror coat is not enough. So now we're gonna get hit with a move here. They fire blast us. And my only win con here is that I go for the complete farm down, which we are actually able to get the farm down, and we're gonna be able to get this move off, and we're gonna be able to take the game. I didn't want to return there just in case it wasn't going to be enough. And now we're going to see a Sable Eye. So not really particularly good, but they're staying in. So I'm going to go ahead and shield this first foul play. And now I am going to do one and throw. And it looks like they got denied there. I'm not too sure. Maybe they stopped tapping or something, thinking that I was going to switch out or something. I'm not too sure. But either way, I am going to be able to make it to another X Scissor here. It's close to being enough to KOing. I'm going to let this go through. And then now I'm going to try to commit to the farm down. They come into a Deoxys, and this is looking pretty good for us now, because I can get that off. I'm going to come into my Wobbuffet, Psychic counter user versus another Psychic counter user. But in this case, since they are weakened, we are going to be able to take this game. I'm going to go straight for the return here because I don't expect them to shield at this point, which they don't, and which is really good for us. So now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and let go of whatever move they throw, because I'm just gonna go straight for the farm down. As you guys can see, Wobbuffet is really tanky, and they swap out into Dewgong. I probably should have baited here because they know that I'm gonna go for the return, which they do end up shielding the return, which is not good for us. But at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Then I'm gonna switch out into my Toxapex, which I actually do. And since the shields are down, now I can go for Sludge Wave. I'm hoping that they don't go for the drill run, which they actually do go for the drill run. And now I'm gonna overfarm here, throw on good timing, and I do end up throwing on good timing, which we're gonna get the Sludge Wave off. This is gonna force them to throw, which is good for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and no shield this. It is the Icy Wind this time. They're gonna switch out into Disable Eye. I get the farm down, and they thought they were going to catch or something. I'm not too sure what they thought they were going to do there, but either way, we're going to be able to take that game, and we're going to go 3-2 in the first set. And now we're going to switch over to Alolan Muck, as you guys will see in the first game. I didn't keep it. I did want to chop it up just because the video was gonna be, well, it's pretty long regardless. Now we're gonna see Charge Bug into a lantern, which is kind of an lead to be honest. And then they try to catch. I'm gonna go for straight for the X scissor here, and then I'm gonna switch out into my Wobbuffet. In this case, I don't know if I would have really liked to have um Toxapex. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. You guys see these digs are actually starting to add up a little bit, which is not good for us. I'm gonna go straight for the return because I don't expect them to shield. We'll see what they want to do. They don't shield, which is fine with me. Now at this point, we are gonna be able to get to a miracle, but not before they throw a dig. And I'm gonna overfarm a little bit. I'm gonna throw. I don't expect them to shield once again, but if they do, well then I'm gonna return the shield as well. They come into a lantern and I try to get to the return, which we do make it to the return because Wobbuffet is just too tanky. This is level 51 Wobbuffet as well. It's the Hundo, Purified Hundo. You do want the Purified Hundo. If you have a normal Hundo, it's really not going to do anything for you because you need return in a lot of cases. It only learns one move, so you definitely want return and you need a Purified one, which they haven't been in the Rocket event. They haven't been in Rocket balloons or whatever and rockets for a long time, which kind of sucks. Now at this point, I am gonna try to catch the power whip as we do get back to the battle. Now I do end up catching the power whip. At this point, they're probably just gonna go straight power whip, right? Which makes it kind of sense, right? They do make it to the power whip, but it's just fine. Now at this point, I'm just gonna go for the dark post because I don't expect them to shield, to be honest. And they actually do end up shielding, which is pretty crazy. But I do believe this is CMP, and we're gonna be able to actually KO this muck, and they're not gonna get another move off. They come into their lantern. At this point, I'm just gonna go straight for the acid spray. There's really no reason for me not to throw the acid spray. My clock goes back up because I do have a move banked, and not, oh no, they actually KO'd us. So we lived on 1 HP, or we actually got the new mechanic there, and then we're gonna be able to win that game. So now we're gonna see Medicham into our Charger Bug. This is pretty good lead for them. They switch out into a Lowland Ninetales, and I'm gonna switch into my Lowland Muck. Pretty good lead for us, and then a pretty good swap. So now I am gonna go ahead and shield this next one because it looks like it would be enough to KO from this range. So now I do believe I'm gonna be able to farm down completely, which we do get the farm down completely. I expect them to come back into their Medicham at this point, and they do. So I'm going to go straight for the Dark Post. No reason for me to bait, because if they call it, then we might be in a bad position. So I'm going to go straight for the Dark Post again. Do they want to shield this time? And the answer is no. So they're super, super low at this point, and I'm expecting them to be super weak in the back to my Charger, but they're not. They're not. So now we're going to go ahead and see a Leggy Tongue into our Tanky. Wobbuffet. We're just gonna go straight for the mirror coat. They do end up shielding this, and now I'm gonna go ahead and keep farming up. And I expected them to shield again here. I don't really want to shield, but I think about it, but I'm like, you know what? This is actually looking pretty good for us, despite the licks doing super effective damage to us. And look at it. It looks like we're gonna be able to actually win this game. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Well, win this swap. So I'm gonna go for these the Mirko at this point, and they let it go through. I'm gonna go ahead and catch, which was a really nice catch. I didn't expect them to throw, to be honest. I didn't even know. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and shield this just in case it is a psychic. But they're probably gonna go for the ice punch, which is okay. Now I do end up getting the farm down, and they're not even gonna use another shield, which is really good for us. So we do end up winning that game. And now we're gonna hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Charge a Bug into a gold bat. This is super really good for us, and then switch out into a Umbreon, which I'm kind of like, what? Why would they do that? But either way, it doesn't matter now. And I do believe at that point I didn't realize what the lead was, so it kind of took me a while to actually switch out. And now I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch, but I don't end up catching the foul play, which is fine. So now they're gonna go ahead and last resort us, which is okay. Now I'm gonna overfarm here, keep overfarming. I don't want to throw right away. They thought I was gonna throw right away, but I don't. I hold out on my energy. Now I'm gonna go over farm just a tad bit, and I'm gonna go for the acid spray. Do they want to shield? No, they don't want to shield, but we're gonna be able to actually farm them down before they even get to another move. They come into a Gligar, or no, they come into their Zubat, their Gold Bat. I'm gonna try to make it to another move, but we don't make it to another move, which is really bad for us. Now they do have a lot of energy here. We do get denied there. I am gonna throw up a shield just in case, but most likely they're gonna throw the poison fang. They always throw the poison fang, and for some reason we get a lag there. I threw the move. I don't understand. It was weird, but either way, now we're gonna have Tanky Mons versus Tanky Mons. Who is the tankier Mon? Most likely it's gonna be Wobbuffet. We're gonna throw in good timing here. We're just gonna keep throwing these stab mirror coats. Even though we are debuff, it's not gonna do a lot of damage. But regardless, I think we're gonna be able to take this game. We're gonna keep farming up here, and then I guess they thought I was gonna throw in bad timing, but we don't throw in bad timing. We actually throw in good timing here. And now at this point, I am gonna wait for my clock to come back up. It looks like the clock is back up, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Switch out instantly, and they do the same thing. Expecting this to be a poison fang again, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. And one more vote switch is going to be enough to KO the Steelix, and we're going to be able to take that game. Now we're going to hop into the next battle. We're going to see Charge Bug into a Greninja. This is super, super good for us, but we do have to go down shields. At this point, I expect them to go straight Hydro Cannon. I don't know why, but I do, and they do go for the Hydro Cannon, which is good for me. So now I'm going to try to, I'm trying to farm down completely. They do throw a move here. It is another Hydro Cannon, but we are going to be able to farm down completely. Now they do come into a Charmer, which is the Alolan Ninetales. We're only gonna get one move off. Kind of sucks, but either way, we have a hard answer in the back, being the Alolan Muck. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. No, I don't. I actually go ahead and shield. And now at this point in the back, I do believe it's a Cresselia, and this is looking really good for us. They do end up calling the bait there, but I had no reason to bait, so I am gonna go for the Dark Pulse. Now I'm gonna switch out into my Wobbuffet as they do throw their Moonblast here. A Grass Knot, my bad. It's a Grass Knot, and now for some reason I go for the CMP knowing that Wobbuffet loses CMP. I guess I wasn't really counting, to be honest, but now we're going to be able to throw these return here, which goes unshielded once again. Now at this point, I'm just going to go straight for the farm down. They expected me to go for the CMP time, but I'm not going for the CMP time because I just want to go ahead and farm you down. I do need a move for this Alolan Ninetales, which they do end up switching out into. And since they swapped out, I'm going to be able to swap out as well. We get the farm down, and we're going to be able to take that game. Now we're going to hop into the might be the last battle. Maybe two more battles, I think. Might be two more battles. I don't know. Charger Bug into Charger Bug. I'm expecting my Charger Bug to win the CMP time, so I'm not gonna throw right away. Just in case. And then now I'm gonna go for the throw. And then we're gonna see what they want to do here. I should have threw right away just so I could see if I was the one that's gonna win the CMP, because this shield is gonna go to nothing if I don't win the CMP tie. So let's see. Now we are at the move at the same time, but I do luckily end up winning CMP, which is really good for me. So now, do they want to shield? No, they don't want to shield. They're gonna go ahead and let it go through, and they come into a superior. This is really good for us because we have another answer to the superior in the back, as they do over farm here. And now they're gonna go ahead and throw their move. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Now I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna come into my Alolan Muck. At this point, they're gonna go ahead and throw a move here. They deny, as they do deny us there. I don't understand why this denial stuff is happening, but the game is not working properly. But that's fine, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're in a very good position here as they come into a Azumarill. And now at this point, I'm just gonna go straight for the acid spray. Keep farming up a little bit extra because I want to make sure I throw on good timing, which we do make it on good timing. And now I'm gonna get this acid spray off, which they do end up shielding, and they cannot bubble me down before I get to another move. I'm just gonna go ahead and shield this. I don't want to show them the third Pokemon. Either way, I do believe if I showed them the third Pokemon, they were just gonna end up top left in anyway, so it didn't really matter. And yeah, we're just gonna end up winning with two Pokemon. They really were core broken by the Charger Bug and the Lonely Muck, as I do. No, that was the last battle. So yep, and as you guys will see, I do end up hitting my season high for this season. So if you guys did like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. As you guys see me claiming this real quick, and we go up to 2620. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day, morning, day, evening, night, whatever times you guys are in. And I will see you on the next video.